centers. Inside center, Julia Goss. 13, outside center, Amanda Williams. Your back three, we're going to be limited wingers. Lisa Sarah. And number 14, Natasha Smith. And at fullback, Lauren Fitz. That is your starting 15 for Canada. For your All-Americans, front row, going to go with Rebecca Hubby. Number 2, Hooker Bridget Dehaney.
And we're set to kick off here right now. It's Mackenzie Hawkins will be taking the kick at the line here for the USA College All-Americans. It's referee Emily Shea. USA College All-Americans are coached by Sue Whitwell, and the Canada Maple Leafs are coached by Dan Valley. We've got quick action right away. Canada number 8 takes the ball in, picks it up off the ground, off the base there. Quick ball movement going forth. And that's center Julia Goss, strong running forward. Nice offload to number 11, Alyssa Sandron. It's Cantorna, tries to get a hold on her, can't quite get to it. Committing a number of players to the breakdown there. USA picks it up on the turnover. It's number 8 taking it forward, Iona Mayer. USA putting together a number of different possessions there. Cat Ramage just a slip with the ball there too. Nice body position on the deck there for USA. Lots of good, clean, quick rugby so far. Offload to Tess Fury. Well, it looks like this call was coming from the side there. A little over-eager earlier from Canada. Phaedra, what have we been seeing so far?
Well, that initial turnover by the U.S., I think that was number 11, Frankie Sands, Francesca Sands, but called Frankie. Great job on the turnover to give the U.S. the ball, and they incurred a penalty, or Canada had a penalty against them, and now we got turnover ball all over the place. Number 9 for Canada taking it down strong.
Nice little offload pass there. Great continuity from Canada in this series. I believe that was Daria Keene getting the ball going quickly. They will call for another penalty now. Looks like that was holding on. Emily Shea there, quick to make the call. I believe that was Mayer again, driving forward, getting great support there by front row players for the College All-Americans. Nice leg drive. Canada having to cycle back and commit. Finally gets to deck. That was Mayer, tough one to bring down there. Ramage waiting in the wings, trying to get the ball forward. Off to Fatou, goes forward. Commits a number of Canadian defenders as well, but good support there. Ooh, came off from the side there as well. Canada, no call as well. Open field ball. Canada picks it up. There's the box kick up right now. Bounces just forward and now into touch.
Well, that's some competition for you. That was great back and forth between the two teams. The intensity, quick poach there by Canada's number 6, one of the twins of the team. That's Katie Sabota. Her sister, also on the open side, Sarah Sabota. To retrieve the ball for Canada, and now they're going in here. USA has had possession.
Kiggley set to throw in there. Canada takes that one away. Believes that's Keller striving forward at the hooker position. Now great contest at the breakdown. That was done trying to get her hands on the ball there, but Canada still maintains possession. Nice pickup off the base. Gets a couple of extra meters there. Canada looking strong going forward. Good desperation defense. That was Captain Johnson trying to get in there. Quick offload, good. Solid tackle there. I believe that was Ramage getting up off the ground. Cycles back to get in position. And it looks like it will be the call for the knock forward there. Just couldn't quite get her hands on it. That was Daria Keene for Canada.
Well, I'm a little happier than they are probably because I needed to breathe. There was a lot of work there on both sides.
Certainly really upbeat pace here we've seen from both sides so far. Well, just noticed exceptionally well that they take advantage of those turnovers. Wherever ball changes possession, it's really off to the races.
Yeah, this is a fast-paced game.
We'll get set for the scrum now. Referee Shea doesn't quite like it, wants to reset it there. And Ramage will get set to put the ball in. Scrum's awarded to the USA off the knock-on. Canada gets a bit of an edge there. Nice shove off the first initial put in. Shea gets set to reset that one. Didn't like that movement.
This U.S. pack is against, their backs are against the wall a bit here. Just inside the 22.
Certainly good field position for Canada, looking to make a statement early. Ramage gets set in a tap. The ball goes in. Much better scrum from USA there. And that was Iona Mayer taking it off the back. Looking for support to get in touch, and they're there. There's another pick off the base, and quick hit up from Canada.
And what a take off the base of the scrum by Ilana Mayer. She's out of Quinnipiac University. She's certainly one to watch this match.
And that was a penalty called, diving over there on Canada. A penalty awarded to the USA College All-Americans. Gabby Cantorno gets set to take the kick. Kick goes straight into the hands there of Chelsea Minter from Canada. Nice cutout pass as well, too. That's number 5, Emma Taylor, taking the ball up strong. Canada elects to go wide with the ball through the number of sets of hands. Quick to recycle back around. USA scrambling defensively.
Canada doing a magnificent job of integrating their forwards into their back line, and that's something that was forecast coming into this match. A lot of even their tight 5 players typically play back row for their provincial and university side, so we're going to see a lot of fluidity between the back line and the forward pack on this Canadian side.
There's certainly a lot of athleticism we've seen even just in these first couple of minutes. Good go-forward rugby from both sides. We'll get set to take the second scrum. It's USA will put the ball in again. We saw Canada put the ball through a number of sets of hands. It's always a risk there, too. There can be more drops with the ball, so we'll see what the advantage goes to which side as far as scrummaging goes. Ramage on the tap, sets the ball in. Mayer again comes away with it under heavy pressure. Ramage feeds the ball out. Nice fend off there. That was Haley Schaefer from Central Washington.
Canada is really racking up the penalties in this match early on. That's their 3rd or 4th penalty so far.
It's been quite an array, too. That one looked like that was offsides. As referee Shea making that call. Probably looking to have a conversation about their discipline early. It's good to play that up-pace style of rugby, but you got to make sure that you're doing well to follow the laws there. And ball goes out. I think that kick goes, that's assistant referee there, Kurt Weaver, on the call.
You talked about Emily Shea. She graduated Brown in 2012 and started her reffing a little over 3 years ago. She was trained in South Africa under the USA Rugby Shanagan Morrison Scholarship, and that's a refs academy. She was the first woman in the world to attend that academy in 2014, Katie.
Fantastic accomplishment there. We have so many great match officials. The USA takes that line out beautifully off the back, and that's Mayer again charging forward, just catches that ball off the laces as well. Ramage quick to get the ball out. Now we see some good ball movement there from USA. Charging forward, getting a couple of extra meters again. Tough one, bounces, hits the ball. Cantorna set, gets the ball out to Mackenzie Hawkins, who's slammed there by Canada quickly. Putting together a number of phases. Ramage again checks the defense. Fatou feeds it out wide. Just not quite making much gain. Fatou over the top there as well. Tess Fury getting involved too. Ramage with the ball again. Dunn gets it out to Mayer.
And yet another penalty. Very tenacious Canadian side, but a little over-aggressive at these rucks.
Shea in great field position there. That time the call was not rolling away. Hawkins will get set to take the kick. Looks like they've elected to slow it down a bit and gain some more territory here.
It's a big boot.
Certainly picked up exactly the types of meters that they're looking for. And USA will get set to throw that ball in. That's Bridget Kahili from AIC, American International College, in the Boston area of the United States.
And this is great field position for the U.S. They need to be patient here, Katie.
Just over the top there, and that's Canada number 4, Camille Provencal-Aubé picks up that ball. Canada looking to get out of deep in their territory. Nice pressure from the U.S. coming forward. Oh, spoke too soon there as well. Looks like it was offsides. Just changing places in terms of who's the overly aggressive side at this point. And Canada will get set to take the penalty and kick it to touch. Just sliced off the boot there. Didn't make as much ground probably as they were looking for.
Let's talk a little bit about how these teams got here. For Canada, the Canadian women held a camp, Nice West camp, to bring together a full, well, actually the 26 that are here and the 26 that are playing for the senior side. They selected the top 26 to play for the senior side from that camp. The camp was held in Ontario and BC. The camps were held in Ontario and BC. And now we have the 26, I guess, bottom half of that camp here playing against the Collegiate All-Americans for the U.S.
We'll go ahead and get back to action now, and that was the other half of the Svoboda twin pairing. That's Sarah Svoboda. Tough pass to handle there, knocked the ball on, and we'll go to the scrum. And Ramage will get set to put it in for the U.S. College All-Americans. Quick ball out there. Mayer, good thinking, packs it up to Ramage, gets it out, tries to get it to Hawkins, just bounces off of in front of her, and Canada comes away with it now too. Quick to recycle is where that was Lori Josephson getting the ball out quickly in the scrum half position. They're going to switch fields quickly as well too. USA up in their face, defensive pressure. Canada series of forwards. Taking hold of the ball, too. That was Camille Provencal-Aubé. Had her hands on the ball and recycled it out. That's Josephson again, getting the ball wide. Elects to take it forward. She'll get set to go with it again. Nice little dummy pass there. Tries to slip it back. Looks like the USA got a hand in the passing lane there. And after that fast and furious action, we'll go to the knock-on and get set for the scrum.
Now, the U.S. Collegiate All-Americans were selected from basically the Stars and Stripes camp that happened here last week, Katie. About 96 women convened on the campus of the University of Utah, and they played 2 matches. They trained last week, played 2 matches, one on Thursday of last week and one on Saturday, and they selected from that the 26 you have here today.
Certainly been a lot of time spent here in beautiful Salt Lake City at this wonderful grounds here at the Regional Athletic Complex. It's a beautiful sunny day, and Ramage has the ball out quickly. Looks like a lot of bodies on the ground there too, and we'll go back to the knock-on again. A lot of quick movement around the base here of every scrum, too. Mayer's really just doing a great job of handling a lot of pressure that she's been put under. Her and Ramage really connecting quite well.
Yeah, Mayer is a very powerful runner. She had some exceptional runs in the opening minutes of this match.
Mayer, a product of, as you mentioned, Quinnipiac University, a varsity program here in the U.S., as women's rugby is an emerging NCAA sport. Fantastic program they have there, contributing a number of great players to these upper-level teams as well. I'm sure Coach Becky Carlson is watching at home. Proud of her athletes here representing for the U.S. And Shea resetting that scrum. Seen an intense pressure there. Certainly is a battle there in the front row, Phaedra.
Yeah, terrific battle. And this Canadian side has a slight advantage on the age side because the average age or the age range for those players out there is between 19 and 27, whereas the top age for the Collegiate All-Americans is 23. So a little bit more experience, but we'll see if it really matters.
Canada putting immense pressure. We've got a couple of balls. That looks like Tess Fury cleaned that one up. She's striking forward there too. Hawkins was trying to go in on that one. That's done feeding the ball too. Has some forward support there. Looks like she slipped it off to Fatou, went to ground with it. Ramage again. And the kick is up too as well. Tried to field it in air was Alana Fittis. Couldn't quite handle it. Looks like they tried to kick it back. Just didn't make quite the meters they were looking for under immense pressure there.
And it looks to me that this Collegiate All-American side, they would stand to take the ball on the run. They tend to be catching the ball standing still, which isn't giving them a lot of dynamic go forward. That adjustment I would make amongst the backs and the forwards. I think they'll get a lot more open play and penetration on this Canadian defense if they can do that.
Certainly good call there. Fair play to Canada defensively. They're just not giving them much time to make any adjustments. Seem to be scrambling a bit. Nice, good intensity, good line speed as well, too. Great pickup there. That was Bridget Kahili, the AIC product. Quick to pick up the ball and go forward with it. Looks like there's a scramble on the ground, and certainly we'll get a penalty call there as well. Just not rolling away. Shea makes that call quick. Gets a little exciting down there. Shea's going to have a talk right now with the Maple Leafs.
I think one of the players kind of kicked the ball away as she was walking away, and then the other tried to make good of it and bring it back. So, little talk there.
Yeah, good call by Shea right away to just manage that infraction. She has a little conversation with Captain Lori Josephson. Looks like Lori said, yep, I know, we can certainly clean that up, keep the ball moving. Looked like that was Hawkins taking the kick in good field position here, maybe about 5 meters out. You see Kahili getting set to take the throw in, who really started that whole run off. She really did a great job of just going forward, heads up play, getting her hands on the ball, picked up a couple extra meters. Beautifully well taken by the College All-Americans. That was Haley Schaefer. She's done great work in the line out so far. There's a lot of bodies on the ground at this point. Looks like the U.S. came away. Ramage's path is just slightly off the mark there. And that's Boona Payne just picks it up, switches fields up. She's tackled to ground. See forwards recycling back. That was Jennifer Johnson with hands on the ball as well, too. She gets it off to Iona Mayer. Recycles the ball out to the back line. Hawkins under trouble there, handling the ball. I believe that's Provencal Bay came away with the ball, wrestled it out of Hawkins' hands.
And this will be an interesting decision the All-Americans make. And I think they're going to elect to take the penalty kick. Points is a smart thing in this area.
You see Tess Fury there signaling to the sideline. She wants the tee, certainly. Go back to that penalty. It looked like it was offsides. It does certainly look like, as you see, College All-Americans all signaling, it's time to take those points.
And I'm sure head coach for the All-Americans, Sue Whitwell, has coached these ladies well to know what to do when they're in this part of the field. Take the points, put some points on the board, and start building there.
Certainly a good bet to go with the boot of Tess Fury, product of Penn State, has played for basically every national team side, including the junior Olympic side, sevens, as well as has had some looks at the senior side, so certainly a great clutch player that can handle the pressure. And the kick is good there, and that'll put the U.S. up 3 points. First on the board as well. So So scores, USA College All-Americans 3, Canada Maple Leafs 0. We'll go ahead and get set and take a short water break.
Yeah, it's nice that the folks here have the players' welfare and interest to take these water breaks after 20 minutes, Katie. It's really hot here, although they don't make it look like the conditions are rough with the pace that they're playing at. It's really warm here in Salt Lake City.
Certainly a great directive by World Rugby to make sure that the player welfare is at top level as well. Just helps them in terms of performance, making sure hydration, nutrition, there's an extensive staff for both of these sides here, taking care of all those needs. It really is something that they take advantage of in terms of their planning and their preparation for what they need to do here, as well as the venue and facility management for First 15 does a fantastic job of making all these different things accessible. It really does take an army of people to coordinate an event of this type.
And this is the first time in the history of the women's program where the U.S. has had both the senior women and the All-Americans convening under essentially one umbrella, one event. That's a wonderful thing, great progress here in the U.S., and I think we'll look forward to seeing more of these types of gatherings.
It certainly does create an opportunity for, especially for the U.S. women's national team coaching staff, to look at the breadth of the player pool that they have. And as you mentioned, there's so much more rugby to be seen throughout the day as well, too. We've got matchups coming up next at 3 o'clock as well as 5 p.m. We'll be seeing England square off against France, as well as U.S. and Canada finishing off the day, too, for the second round of matches for the Super Series. We're now tuning into this curtain raiser match for the College All-Americans if you're just watching at home. The College All-Americans for the USA as well as the Canadian Maple Leaf side. We've seen some fantastic high-speed rugby played so far.
Yeah, Pete Steinberg has to be sitting on the sidelines pretty happy with what he has to work with up and coming, for sure.
And we just closed up the water break there as well. And we'll get right back into the action. Referee Shea signals the start off, and Canada will take the kick. Oh, tough one to play in air. Looked like the wind took that one as well. That was Captain Johnson as well, trying to get it. Looks like the ball just held up there just long enough. Couldn't quite get her hands on it.
Well, in that scenario, you want to move your feet. She kind of reached for the ball. You move your feet to get under the ball. Catch the ball with your feet, so to speak, right? Move your feet under. Your hands will be right there to receive it.
Certainly is also just an issue. Sometimes it can get lost in the sun as well, too. It's pretty bright here out in this facility, but just wonderful, fantastic grass. Great level playing field for both of these women's rugby sides to be treated to. Fantastic event we've got so far here. And Canada will get set to take the ball in. And that's out by Laurie Josephson, quick to get the ball in action. Nice hard charging run from Canada going forward. That was the center, Julia Goss. Tough one to bring down there as well. Canada again getting the ball through the hands. That was Williams as well, getting involved too. Now Canada streaks upfield. Looks like, we'll bring it back to the penalty call. Potentially, no, it looks like it was a knock on there as well.
Forward pass, yeah. Otherwise, Canada would have 5 points on the board.
Yeah, you certainly saw her kind of hold up a bit and said, that's probably good news for the U.S. at that point.
Absolutely.
Looked like she had a lot of open field space to run through.
Yeah, the loose head prop, Colleen Irwawa, out of McMaster University, thought she was gone.
Yeah. Certainly for a loose head prop, you love to see that open field, green space right in front of that try zone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the U.S. Ramage gets set to put the ball in. Mayer again with the quick pickoff off the base. Takes 3 Canadians to bring her down. Everybody set to recycle quickly. Right on the line. Looks like they'll do a quick pick and charge. Didn't make much ground there. Staunch defense by Canada. Ball fed out to Hawkins, who will elect to take the kick. Nice boot. Certainly takes a bit of the pressure off there for the College All-Americans. So really just one pass away there for Canada, definitely in the danger zone.
I talked to the manager for Canada coming into this game, Megan Lowry, and she was just so impressed with how this Canadian side has come together in such a short amount of time to bond and just play with such fluidity in their trainings, and it's showing here now in this match as well.
Keller's line-out throw just off the mark there.
And another penalty against Canada.
Looks like Shea's having that conversation, telling them to keep their feet. Signal, you could tell by the body language, keep yourself up off the ground. If you're on the ground, you're out of the game here. Hawkins takes a little stretch, and she'll go ahead and do the honors to take the kick. Just keeps moving downfield for the U.S. Nice strike on the ball there. Product of Lindenwood University. And the U.S. will march downfield. And Bridget Kahili will get set to throw the ball in.
It's worth to mention, Katie, that 3 of the girls on this Canadian side actually play on the senior side, and they dropped down because they weren't selected for the game this afternoon. And so they're getting some more playing time. That's Katie Savoda, who plays also for the senior side, Alyssa, a.k.a. Felix Sandrin, and Amanda Williams.
And it looked like that was Jenny Johnson that came away with that ball there, too. And somewhere in that mix, lost the ball forward. We'll get set to scrum here. Looked like that knock forward was on the U.S., so Canada will put the ball in. Josephson getting set, coordinating with her front row. Well taken there by Canada. Josephson quick to get the ball out as well. Oh, a little miscommunication there. It looked like that was Williams coming in. Just couldn't quite take the pass off of Higgs.
And Frida Fatou recovered that ball. Tried to get some things happening, make some things happen out there on the wing, but just a little bit of a knock there brings it back to our original knock-on.
Looks like a couple of knock-ons there in that sequence. You mentioned Fatou. She plays for the Berkeley All Blues, a prominent Women's Premier League side here in the U.S., so certainly benefits from playing that upper-level play with some senior-level players as well. Certainly a leader here for this team as well. And Ramage gets set to put the ball in. Mayer sweeps it out to Ramage, who gets it in to Tess Fury as well. There she goes. Canada gets one hand on her. Is brought down eventually. Dunn takes the ball for 2, passes off to her. Didn't have much room to work with. Looked like 3 Canadian players on top of them. Beautiful teamwork tackle there too. That's Oz. Now Bondian go forward with the ball. Just didn't quite have the support there in time, and Canada snatches it up. It was beautiful stuff there. Believe that was Higgs again distributing the ball in the fly half position. Canada putting together a couple of phases there too. Tried to sidestep around that one. Didn't quite make it, couldn't find the space. Another little dummy move there as well. Finds good. That was Kathleen Keller. Some hard tackles being put in there too by the U.S. Mayer just gets a handle on her and breaks off. Being chased down. Bunapane gets her, but the offload is good as well. That's Frankie Sands trying to chase her down. Mackenzie Hawkins getting involved as well too. And Amanda Williams trying to get that pass off, just quite couldn't make it, couldn't get the wraparound to go down.
And that was just beautiful continuity, very similar to what we saw on the senior Canadian side just last Friday. Beautiful hands, and then just a little bit of a handling error just at the 22, or inside of the 22, U.S.'s 22.
Yeah, beautiful idea there by Williams for Canada, just trying to reach around, couldn't quite get there, just the angle in which she was tackled. But good commitment by the U.S. not to give up on the chase down. Here's good still, great field position here for Canada. We'll get set for the scrum.
The U.S. needs to commit to quicker support on these runs. They've got to get their number 2 in there right away so they don't lose possession.
A little movement there too. Shea's going to call early engagement. Get set for the free kick here. Ramage likes to put the ball down, have a think about it. Ramage picks the ball up off the base, and Mayer takes it forward, moving a bit sideways, takes on a couple of Canadian defenders as well. Believes that's Svoboda trying to get involved, trying to drag her down. Finally, Mayer comes to ground too with good support involved. It's about every forward player you can find for the U.S. Just tries to get it off to the pass, didn't quite make it. Sure, that was Hebden as well.
I'm going to say if you have that ball in your hand and you're that close to a defender, just keep it. Just keep it.
Now, penalty was called for diving over, and Canada quick to make use of it. Oh, just going for the cutout pass, didn't quite make it there. I believe that was Svoboda as well, too. Beautiful sidestep there. Sarah Svoboda, the other twin. Numbers certainly on the outside, too. Here's Canada on the attack. Beautiful stuff there by Higgs, distributing the ball, and try time for Canada.
Yeah, the U.S. just got tremendously outflanked there. Canada just recognizing they had an overload on the outside, quick hands, and there you are, 5 points.
I believe that might have been Goss on the outside. And that brings the score to Canada 5, USA 3. Really well-worked try there, too. You saw the numbers when you looked up and you saw 4 white jerseys ready and available. Tough ask really there. Well-worked try there, too. You saw the numbers when you looked up.
Yes, Katie. And we're looking at right now at the entire bench for Canada, they will actually replace completely. They will all go in the second half, so it's going to be equal playing time. But these ladies that are out there right now are doing a great job to open up the gates for them.
Certainly mentioned a great developmental opportunity as well, with different players switching different rosters between the senior teams as well. So both actually named a 26-man roster. They made that arrangement in advance so they could get as many players as possible to get this upper-level international speed level play. Canada will get set to take the kick there. Looks like the wind just caught it. And no good on the conversion there.
She had the trajectory, just not the range.
Definitely good height on the ball here. Trying to get the number of that attempted kicker. Looked like that could have been Alana Fittis to take that attempt.
The U.S. has a bit of work to do. Down for the first time in the match. 10 minutes to go in the half.
Hawkins will take that kick. Nice high and deep. Scrambles forward, gets a couple of extra meters too. Gets held up in the middle there. I believe that was Hawkins on the tackle. Now Canada's on the attack. Beautiful stuff by Josephson going forward as well. It's Higgs, one of her favorite targets all match so far. Nice stuff there. Solid tackle by Cantorna from the U.S. Hammered her to the ground. Canada still going forward. Great head of steam. Lots of support. A lot of white jerseys. They certainly have the numbers. Mayer just brings her down to, that was Emma Taylor. Josephson getting the ball forward. Great little sidestep there by Svoboda.
And you mentioned Emma Taylor, a great carry there. She was the 2013-2014 Canadian Inter-University Sports Player of the Year. Powerful player. You don't want to get this Canadian, you can't give the Canadian side an inch because they'll take them out. They are incredible when they get on the front foot. And that's something that just carries in their program overall.
Svoboda, such a hard charging runner midfield. Cantorna put a hit on her. Just slow to get up at this point. And the medical staff is attending to her. She's going to take her place back in the back line there.
U.S. here. High pressure position.
Referee Shea taking her time to set the distance there for this scrum. Scrum collapse there. Referee says play on. Tough one to handle. Looks like the U.S. came away with it. And that was Johnson taking her role as captain, trying to put it together. Looked a bit ugly on that one.
Yeah, Alana Mayer picked that ball off the base of the scrum, the collapse scrum, nonetheless. And she couldn't really do anything with it. The Canadian defense was right there.
We'll get set for another scrum here. This time Canada's put in. Josephson will get set to put the ball in there with Ramage looking on. Great pickup there. That was Daria Keene, quick on the ball, and Dunn's right on top of her. Irawa charging forward with ball in hand, has the support. Svoboda coming over, trying to clear out the ruck.
Looks like the U.S. stole that.
Just didn't quite make it in time. The U.S. has possession.
Emily Shea's going to blow it up. We're going to start that over with a scrum.
Saw Svoboda trying to rip it away there, too. A lot of just hands on the ball on the ground there. And Shea elects just to restart it. Again, game management setting the tone.
I think the U.S. or All-Americans are just trying to hold on these last 6 minutes of the half. They don't want to let Canada in again for another try. Just move the ball down, get in better field position. I think a big kick would be needed here.
Certainly, we've got some great kickers in the back there with Hawkins looking on. Certainly good field position. Cantorna as well as one out wide. Ramage gets set, puts the ball in. U.S. under immense pressure. Beautiful scrum there by Canada. Mayer picks up the ball, but it looks like it's stripped there. Nope, actually she comes away with it. I believe that's Schaefer charging the ball forward, getting those couple of extra meters. And then Hebden getting involved as well, too. Dunn comes right over the top. Hawkins, ball's fed out to Hawkins, who makes that kick, certainly relieves that pressure.
That was just a beautiful boot. She got a lot of distance on that.
It's tough, definitely, to make that kick with so many white jerseys flying in their face.
Yeah, that's an intimidation factor.
Canada gets set to take the throw in. Keller, nice battle there for two, comes away with it. Stolen by the College All-Americans. Quick hands, the ball gets all the way through. Mayer striving forward.
And that was just great dedication by Fatou to take that ball back.
Certainly tough, especially in air. And Hawkins takes the ball forward. It looks like it's stolen by Canada. So quick to turn the tides. And that was Irawa again. Better pressure by the U.S. coming up. Josephson feeding the ball out wide. Little kick forward there too by Higgs. Striving to the corner there. And it's Sandrin that picks it up.
And that was awesome. That was totally awesome recognition by that backline player. I didn't see the number, to just give a little chip kick, rubber kick out to the number 11 for Canada. And she just offloaded and set up the score.
Actually looks like we're going to bring it back. Sandrin, again, beautiful kick too. It looked like it was just knocked on in the try zone there. Shea was right on top of it in good field position. Oh, forward pass actually, just couldn't quite get it off. Thanks very much. Help from our number 4 official on top of it.
Still, it was a great, almost perfectly executed play.
Certainly, Sandrin really just some great ingenuitive work there, too. Saw that there was a lot of green space forward. That little kick ahead, really tough to defend when you have to move going backwards. And the USA got a gift there as well, just for that slight little forward pass.
Yeah, I know they're feeling the heat of being down in their red zone right now, the U.S. Just trying to climb out.
And Ramage getting set to put the ball into the scrum. We've seen that a lot so far in this first half. Mayer picks it up off the base, as we've seen so many times today, too. Takes on about 3 Canadian defenders. Trying to get some go-forward ball happening. USA is going to pick and charge off the back. Number 4 is getting involved. Canada putting the pressure on there, Phaedra, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Canada picks it up, too. That's Svoboda with the ball, trying to make that cutout back pass as well. Gets it down to Sandrin.
And one of the Svoboda twins, Sarah Svoboda, making a great pick there. A little flick to her support. She takes it in. I didn't get the number, but
it was
beautiful.
Sandrin that was the try scorer there, too, again, who orchestrated that beautiful little kick ahead. Sandrin got the job done this time around to bring Canada up to 10 points and the USA at 3. A tough blow, certainly, here for the College All-Americans, but beautifully worked try there by the Maple Leafs.
Well, I'd say Felix, as she likes to be called, Sandrin, is really showing why she plays for that senior side, and she may be making her way back up pretty soon with that kind of performance.
Again, just really great quick transition from Canada. So quick to take the ball and just take advantage of it. They always put the ball through multiple sets of hands, making the ball do more of the work, and it's been going quite well for them so far. Maple Leafs will get set to take the kick. And that's Fittis on the attempt. And the kick is no good, just wide there. But the damage has been done. The Maple Leafs pulling ahead a bit here.
Yeah, the All-Americans are going to need to score a converted try to tie this game up. 44 seconds left in the first half. I question whether that's enough time for them to do it. They've got to make some moves really quickly and turn that ball over.
There's about a minute left here in this first half. The Regional Athletic Complex here in Salt Lake City for this curtain raiser match between, if you're just joining us, the College All-Americans of USA Rugby and the Maple Leafs of Rugby Canada. Great matchup so far.
Beautiful kick there, too. Just out of the try zone, though.
Again, a very deep kick. Saw possibly that the wind took that one a bit. That was Hawkins on the attempt, and they'll go back. They have the option. They'll elect to take the scrum.
This may be the last play of the half, Katie, as time has expired on the clock.
Certainly, if you're the U.S. at this point, just want to end this half, too. Make sure that there's no damage done from the Maple Leafs. Josephson gets set to put the ball in. At center pitch. And that was Daria Keene. We'll take it off to Josephson, and they're off to the races here. Josephson with the ball in hand has support. And it's 15 all the way to Fittis, getting the job done. Certainly as if pre-casted. Not the best news for the College All-Americans. A tough way to go.
Yeah, the Canadian side here doing what they do best, just penetrating. I mean, you give them, like I said, if they get go-forward ball, start scoring, it can be really dangerous.
Yeah, hopefully we can take another look there, too. Just some beautiful athletic play upfield. Believe that was Fittis again. Certainly does look like the fittest player here on the field. Fantastic work, athleticism. She's just been all over the park today, too.
Yeah, and for the All-Americans, we saw Uzo Okoro there, a wing out of Brown University, try to pursue her I mean, had she had a couple more meters, she may have caught her, but just too much, that Canadian side.
And Sandrin will get set to take the kick. It was a try score earlier, as well as had that beautiful kick ahead. And that conversion was no good, and that'll signal the half there, too. A tough one for the USA. Canada certainly on the rise here. Great finish for them in the last minute. Phaedra, what have we seen so far here from this first half?
Well, the beginning was obviously really hard match from both sides, and Canada has done a great job to kind of pull away in the latter half of the first half. Just great running, great linking up, finding holes right around the base of the scrum. You know, just excellent execution.
How's it going there? So a tough first half. What are some adjustments that you're going to need to be making coming up?
Just little things, focusing on completing our tackles, nominating our roles, and just like getting those little things going. There's not a lot of big issues, just doing our individual jobs really well.
Yeah, certainly, Jenny, some tough runs there by Canada. Really a lot of pressure on the scrums. Any adjustments you can make there?
Just lower and tighter and driving together. We're stronger 8 as 1, so we should make those adjustments at halftime and come back and push them back in the second half.
Fantastic. You're doing a great job as a leader. Good luck for the second half, and go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that was Captain Jenny Johnson. A tough half for the U.S. Again, that last second, just really one that we're going to have to be checking in for the next half and see those adjustments that they make, and good stuff there from Maple Leafs as well. So we'll go ahead and take a break here, and we'll join you right back here in a couple of minutes.
Tell me you're doing it in kilometers.
I just told him I was confused and I thought I didn't work for him.
Nope. Yeah, if you don't mind, I can get that out to you. I appreciate you. No, you're good. You're all good. Yeah, because I'm uploading right now. I've got. Yeah, I'll get it for you, boss.
And we're back for the second half here of this curtain raiser match between the USA Rugby College All-Americans and the Canadian Maple Leafs for the Women's Rugby Super Series here at the Regional Athletic Complex in beautiful Salt Lake City. I'm Katie Wurst with First 15 Sport Performance, joined here with Phaedra Knight as well. And we'll have the opening kickoff as well to Just Went 10. Canada comes away with it. Right on the mark there. And that was great work by Irawa. Again, good charging runner we've seen all day long. And Shea's going to make the call straight away, and that was a knock forward. And we'll get set right away for a scrum.
Yeah, if I'm Sue Whitwell at the halftime, my talk would have been a lot about covering the fringes at the base of the ruck. That's where Canada picked and just penetrated and made so many gains and subsequently scored a couple of tries.
And Kat Ramage is going to get set to put the ball in. And she's fed out, takes the ball herself. Straight out to Cantorna, who gets it cut out past the Tess Fury. Under immense pressure from Canada as well. Dunn's in there to clear the ball out. Ramage gets the ball out wide again, too. Nice leg drive there by the U.S. Out to Oz to Cantorna. Great Penn State duo there. Looking over her shoulder, just misses the mark on the pass there. Advantage being called as well. Looks like Canada has possession now, and will bring it back to the knock forward.
Yeah, that was a great burst by Cantorna, but she didn't really lock eyes with her support player and just did not get ball to hands. Unfortunate, but that's a great sign. The U.S., that's probably the most action the back line has seen in a bit.
Yeah, that was good work as well, too, for Cantorna, just to get the ball off to Tess Fury at first as well. Nice leg drive going forward. Starting to see some good signs of life there by the College All-Americans. Excellent creative play.
Canada looking to sub very shortly with number 19, Jillian Bogue, number 21, Gabby Semst, and number 23, Jess Nielsen.
That's Fittis with the ball, takes it forward. Just picks it off the hands there. That's Svoboda again, driving out, getting extra meters. That's Minter taking the ball forward. Josephson trying to clean it up, pick the ball up. A lot of blue bodies on the ground. Josephson gets the ball straight out to Taylor. Taylor moves the ball forward to Josephson again, a bit in trouble, looking for some offloads. She has it, and that's 13. Williams going forward, already scored a try today earlier. Has a lot of space, but chased down by the U.S. as well.
Katie, she just a great burst there she had, and just wasn't able to connect on the pass and was completely unsupported, and the U.S. just isolated, did well to turn over that ball.
Certainly a lot of speed there, almost ran away from that support too. Just couldn't quite catch up with her, and the U.S. is going to take the ball. Hawkins will take a little stretch and get set to take this kick. She's certainly been true in terms of the boot. More than once bailing out the U.S. team. Good job. And again, in comes the substitutions. As we mentioned before, that's Bogue coming in, as well as Senft. Getting some well-earned rest there. Canada just reloading.
Yeah, they have a tremendous amount of depth in the squad. You could really play any of those Canadian players at starting 15 and have the same results as we have right now.
That was Higgs as well, comes off to the side, and Katie Svoboda. Seen great things from her sister Sarah too as well, the twins on this Canadian Maple Leaf side.
They both play for the Belleville Bulldogs up north.
Referee Shea resetting that line out. And that's Kahili with the quick throw. Fatou takes it away to Ramage. Ramage gets to Mayer. Mayer to Cantorna. Cantorna, quick cut out pass as well to Bunapane. Runs into some trouble. She's got some support there. Tess Fury trying to clean it up. Canada quick to get their hands on. A little too quick there as the penalty is called. Not rolling away. Cantorna takes it quick off the base. Steps up. Mayer's there to clear it out. Ramage has the ball. Looking to collect. Johnson straight upfield. Driving her legs. Getting those extra meters under immense pressure from the Maple Leafs.
Going back a bit, Buwana Payne did a great job of keeping her feet, buying time, and quite honestly keeping possession to save that ball or maintain retention for the U.S. Looks like Hawkins, number 12, needed a little bit of medical attention from the outstanding physio for the U.S., Miss Amy Kern.
Certainly, we talked about the welfare of these players, so important too. We've got great medical staff and managerial efforts there by many. We're going to get set to go to the scrum here. It looked like Johnson just barely knocked the ball forward in contact when she went to ground. And it'll be Josephson to put the ball in. You mentioned Bunapane, another player that plays for Beantown Rugby Club, another high-level senior women's team here for the U.S. Canada just tipped off. And that's Svoboda again, picks up the ball. Josephson gets it straight out to Taylor. Taylor getting it wide to the back line right now. And that's Goss with the ball in hand.
Forward pass, Katie. Very lucky break there for the U.S. as Canada had a 3-on-1 on their way to another try.
Certainly, you see assistant referee Kurt Weaver right there to make the call.
U.S. about to make 3 substitutions. Number 23, Nunu Duhart out of Winona State. Number 21, Bailey Johnson. And number 17, Danielle Dash Ordway out of Davenport.
And that's Kahili as well as Nalbandi and Oz. Going to take a seat there. Fantastic effort there. And one more player coming off for the U.S. See both teams, both coaching staffs making decisions based on each other. Certainly a chess game here with a roster of 26 on both sides to work with. The Ramage gets set to put the ball in. A lot of movement on this scrum, a lot of pressure from Canada on this one. Certainly tough to handle going backwards. Cantorna, Ramage to Cantorna, has the ball. Goes out to Fury again, who links up. Getting towards the outside, it's Dash Ordway with the ball. Nice little sidestep, just gets around. Pass scoots back to the ground. Looks like the U.S. still was able to pick it up.
Back, white one.
And Dash really showing us how she earned her name. She literally dashed up the sideline, making some great field gain for the U.S.
Great work there. Certainly want to make an impact straight off the bench. Gets into it. A product of Davenport University of the great state of Michigan. Looks like we're going to get set. That was actually called a knock-on, so we'll go back and get set to scrum again.
The U.S. has done a great job with what they've had, but I think their back line can still stand to get a little steeper, be a little bit more patient on that offense. and really penetrate that defense. That hard-nosed defense of Canada comes up so quickly. The best defense is to line up deeply and give yourself a little bit more time.
Ramage set to put the ball back in. On the scrum, Canada again, immense pressure there. U.S. trying to dig in and hold them back. Mayer having difficulty handling that one. And it looked like it was wheeled there. Tough one for the U.S. to handle.
Ball still stays with the U.S. All-Americans.
Yep, they're just going to reset there. Looked like the ball was underneath their feet. Actually, no. Shea moves around to the opposite side. We'll get set to call this ball in again. It's been an epic battle here at these set pieces. And Canada applying the pressure, and the ball gets out. Looks like it was knocked on. As soon as it came out, but Mayer tried to handle it. Very difficult to handle the ball when you're moving backwards.
Yeah, the All-Americans need to lock out in this scrum. Canada's putting, like you said, tremendous pressure on them. Just a basic lockout. They're in the center of the field. There's really no need to exert too much drive except to just maintain ball.
You heard Captain Jenny Johnson talked about just low body height, making sure that we get low and we get together, making sure that they're working in that way, and that's going to help them. Certainly be a key for the second half. Mayer handles that ball coming back, somehow keeps her hands on it. Canada certainly putting them under pressure. A little too much pressure there. Shea calls the penalty. Looks like it was lifting in the scrum.
U.S. is trying to fight their way back down the field and score. They're down 12 points in this match.
Hawkins will get set to take the kick. Just gets over the Canadian defender's hands. Take a couple of extra meters, about 10 there. We'll go ahead and make another substitution for Canada. Coming in, that's Brittany Castle.
And Nicole Benedetti out of Brandywine, replacing Uzo Okoro out of Brown University. Uzo actually, Katie, was a long jumper while at Brown, and she's now in medical school. Been playing rugby for 1 year.
And Ear will take a seat there for Canada as Dunn picks up the ball. Back to the current action. Looks like that pass was potentially just forward there. Yes. Just off the mark there. Tough break for the College All-Americans.
I stand corrected. Uzo was a triple jumper in high school, actually.
Certainly are a number of athletes here that come from so many different sports backgrounds.
Well, rugby's becoming the crossover athlete sport. The more, and I guess the longer the sport is played in the U.S., the less of a crossover a rugby player will be, because they'll be more indoctrinated with rugby from a very, very young age.
And certainly with the induction of the seven-a-side game and the Olympic Games in Rio coming up, certainly so many opportunities for athletes to get involved. Here we go, Canada back to the current action with the ball in hand. Looks like again with a knock on there.
And Canada making another substitution. They're probably going to put their entire bench on very shortly. And that's number 21, Gabby Sim. Replace number 4. That's Locke Camille. That's Provençal Aube. Or Provençal Aube, actually.
I think you had it right at Provençal Aube. And then here we go. Another scrum as well. Sounding like a broken record here. Ramage putting the ball in again. Canada tough on the pressure. Steals that one against the head. Canada takes it forward. Great distribution by Josephson. Well. Beautiful dummy pass to get the extra couple of meters. Mayer from the U.S. comes away with it somehow. Strips the ball out there. Ramage, good pressure by Josephson on Canada. A little too much, just called for offsides. Looks like
The U.S. did a great job defensively, and I've seen it a lot. They're penetrating those passing lines of Canada, so it cuts off any option to offload, and then they isolate the player going to ground to get that quick poach. Great job. A lot of these players probably crossing over to the sevens game, especially now that it's summer.
just joining, the score is 15 for the Maple Leafs, 3 for the U.S. College All-Americans. Well taken ball there by Svoboda for Canada as well. Streaking up the field. Fancy footwork there for sure. Josephson getting the ball out quick. Canada on the run. Josephson again getting herself over to the ball. Canada's doing a great job to stretch the field wide, getting a number of players involved. It looks like that's Fittis as well, holding the ball. Now we get more of the forwards involved too. Coming forward, it's Minter. Ball out wide, quick dummy pass too, not fooling any blue jerseys. I believe that was a Super Sub 24, Gauthier. A little bit of a high pass, handled well there by Keller. Little show and go there too as well by Josephson, getting involved with ball in hand. And that was 21 trying to make the wraparound pass, sent just a little bit forward there too. Couldn't get quite around the defender like she wanted to.
I think the U.S. could experience much more success defensively if they went a little bit lower on their tackles. They're doing a lot of reaching in the tackle, which makes it very easy for the Canadian offense to just run around, and that's what essentially they just did. They got a lucky break, the All-Americans there with a knock forward.
And Josephson's going to go ahead and take a seat for Pelletier. He's come on for her. Great job. Fantastic game there by Josephson. Good work at the scrum half position. Always applying pressure. And has been really just doing yeoman's work to distribute the ball all over the park. Scrum to the College All-Americans. Ramage on the tap, puts the ball in. Immense pressure. Dunn trying to get involved, sticks her foot in there as well too. Penalty to Canada. Mayer takes advantage, quick tap, going through, handing off a number of players. How do you like? There she goes. Canada picks it up too as well, strips it, just didn't quite have the support there. Dunn on the tackle. Bailey Johnson getting involved too. Duhart there. Canada somehow gets the ball out wide. Double tackle there by the College All-Americans. Pelletier distributing the ball now.
That was just a tremendous take by number 8, Mayer. She's done so much work in this match for the All-Americans. Just stiff arming, making her way through, offloaded with the pass, but unfortunately the rest of the crew was just a step late to get there to support.
Mayer certainly a hard charging runner here for this College All-American side and has been doing it all day long under immense pressure. The scrum platform, the definite advantage has gone to the Maple Leafs, and Mayer's the one left to sort it out at the back of the scrum. Has been handling the pressure quite well. Gauthier will put the ball in for the Maple Leafs. Very quick off the front toe of the College All-Americans. Shea's going to get set to reset that ball. Came straight out the tunnel.
It's interesting, the defensive scrum of the U.S. All-Americans looks a little bit more organized than their offensive scrum. Frequently, when you're focused on trying to retain the ball in the scrum, it takes away from your focus to drive.
See Ramage urging on her front row players as well too. It has been quite an epic set piece battle for this curtain raiser match here to the Women's Rugby Super Series. College All-Americans in the blue and the Maple Leafs in white. Maple Leafs right now leading 15-3 for the College All-Americans.
Well, I talked to Sue Whitwell prior to the start of this match and talked to her a little bit about her team, her coaching team. She's got Mel Denham, coaches at Central Washington University. He's much more the structured personality on that staff. And then she's got James English out of the New York Rugby Club, who is the more laid-back, positive kind of motivator. And having that combination gives her so much balance. It makes her job of delegation very easy. She deals with the details, the restarts, and the set-piece play, and she lets them do the rest.
Gauthier puts the ball in and handled well off the back there by Senft. Beautiful kick ahead there, too, putting Tess Fury from the U.S. under pressure.
Yeah, outstanding kick and just incredible field position now for this Canadian Maple Leaf side.
Certainly they were deep in the danger zone territory, and that kick ahead put them in the U.S. College All-Americans, certainly in hot water at this juncture.
Fatu has had some pretty good success in fetching the ball, but I don't know if they're going to contest here in the air. It looks like they will.
And it looks like Nunu Duhart is going to get set to take the throw, product of Winona State University. Top-level collegiate side here in the U.S. And Johnson, well taken, gets the ball out of the air, has some trouble with it on the ground. But looks like the U.S. have recovered it. Work to getting the ball down to ground. Ramage takes it out, gets it to Hawkins, who we've seen so many times. He's been very sure-footed, gets the ball out into touch. You can breathe a sigh of relief there if you're watching at home and fans of the College All-Americans. Good work off the trustworthy boot there of Mackenzie Hawkins. Canada will get set to take this line out. U.S. has had much more success in the line out versus the scrummaging battle. A lot of movement there by both sides. It looks like it drops just beyond. And the U.S. takes it away. Cantorna gets it straight away off to Haley Schaefer.
Beautiful take there by number 22 for Canada. That's Justine Pelletier.
Excellent distribution by the Maple Leafs, too. Two quick passes and set of hands. Gets it all the way out to Jillian Allen, who takes it all the way up the sideline. Excellent job of securing that ball, clearing people out of the ruck there. Tough to see there off in the corner, but there's a lot of white jerseys getting involved with that breakdown. And referee Shea signals that we're going to get set to go to the water break here.
Got a couple of substitutions coming on for the All-Americans. This is number 22. Taylor Pipkin. Taylor plays for, or she's actually a Penn State University alum. She just graduated. And then number 25, it's Elizabeth Rose, a.k.a. Beth Rose, out of Penn State. So a lot of Penn State players, as it's no surprise on this team. Strong program coached by Kate Daly. Strong program. They have just a legacy of great rugby. Pete Steinberg was the head coach for many years there before turning over the reign to Kate.
We saw Oz Nalbandian, too, also a Penn State freshman this year, was named MVP of the college national final in the D1 Elite. As a freshman, a fantastic player. Canada with the ball, too. Gauthier, beautiful little cut back in pass. That's again off to 23, which was just Nielsen. Nielsen has it forward, more distribution from Canada. Beautiful stuff. That's 17, Copeland Dinnan. Driving forward with the ball, too. Savory. And Duhart from the U.S. picks it up. And the call will be a knock on there, just shy of the try line.
The U.S. has got to dig in here if they have any hopes of really stopping this Canadian side. When I take a look at the replay here.
There she was, just reaches in to pick up the ball there too. Nice distribution. Just passes off in the slip and then just doesn't quite get the ball to where they need to go. And then that was the one, that was 16. Savary trying to get the ball into the line, just shy. And we see here from the sidelines a couple of substitutes getting ready to go in for the Maple Leafs. A lot of pressure on this scrum once more. And the kick goes up. Really high kick, huge collision.
Wow.
Looked like two Maple Leaf players. Both had their eyes on the ball as well too. And then a college All-American getting engaged. High flying action there.
Yeah.
Certainly some fierce impact.
In Canada, the Maple Leafs subbing in two more players, number 20. That's Gulo Fumba. And I believe number 25, Petra Woods, replaced number 7 and number 11.
We'll go back and take a look at that collision here. Oh, that's a tough one. See, both had their eyes on the ball as well. It was Benindetti from the U.S. getting involved. But that looks even like 26. Allen actually came away with the ball after that. And I think that was Jess Nielsen, too. A tough one, really. They're trying to keep their eyes on the ball as well as the defense, but then also your teammate as well, trying to make the call just on the line. Really tough to handle there.
Yeah, Katie.
But exciting to watch at home. Huge, big action.
For sure.
Pelletier will put the ball in for Canada. Beautiful pickoff off the base. Gauthier. Nice wide cutout pass there, too. But I believe that was Nielsen. Just couldn't quite handle it. Probably still a little shook up from that in midair collision that we just saw.
Yeah, the All-Americans are, I think they're just catching a few breaks here. Canada, in times where they look like they could potentially score, they tend to knock the ball on. So it's fortuitous for the U.S., unfortunate for Canada. We're still locked at 15-3, scoreless second half. Just under 14 minutes to go.
It could be a product of so many substitutions as well, too, with so many new players coming in, just getting the rhythm of each other. Pelletier is doing a great job of distributing the ball wide. Here the U.S. picks it up, and Mayer goes to Ramich as well. Hands it off to Hawkins just in the nick of time. Hawkins driving forward. Ramich gets it back to Mayer.
That's the big girl, Mayer.
Mayer going upfield, looking over her shoulder as she should for that support. Fantastic job there by Buana Payne to come over and save possession of that ball. And that was Pipkin driving forward. Ramage picks it up, gets it out to Tess Fury, tries to hand it off. Benindetti's in there to try to get over the ball too. Buana Payne again getting involved. Ramage gets the ball to Pipkin, out to Johnson, and she's absolutely slammed by the Maple Leafs. Duhart getting involved as well too. Lots of physical play. Dunn takes the ball forward. One hand off. Gets a slip pass back to Benindetti.
And that was some great face play by the All-Americans. Didn't end, quite like they wanted it to, but great forward running, great connection with the backs. And that was a beautiful cut in. Take a look at the replay.
Certainly, we'll see how many phases they put together. Here's Mayer just charging upfield. There are a number of Canadian defenders trying to get a hand on. They actually get around the waist there, too. She's done a great job of clearing it up with those nice long runs to still secure the ball on ground. And Ramage gets the ball wide to Dunn. There she goes forward, and Pipkin, nice little slip out, sees that gap, and stretches out to get those extra couple of meters. Much better stuff. The continuity is starting to work a little bit better.
Yeah, Katie. And now we're experiencing a short water break. Players can refresh, regroup, talk a little bit.
Phaedra, you mentioned before just about how great that sequence was in terms of just generating some momentum. So how do you see the U.S. using that from this point on?
I see them just going forward. They look like they've gained the confidence they've been searching for all game to really push the limits. The forwards are really bursting well on the ball. Like we said, Mayer doing a great job of taking the lead on both sides. You got some smart outside backs here who are cutting in situations where they'd ordinarily be pushed out of bounds. I think they just need to continue doing what they're doing. They have to absolutely, though, secure the ball in the ruck. That's a critical point. This Canadian Maple Leaf side are so tenacious in the rucks. They just time it. They're very smart. They're very poised, and they just blow over in numbers. So it would behoove the All-Americans to really follow that ball carrier.
Yeah, certainly agree there, Phaedra. That last sequence was so much more successful because you saw a lot more sense of urgency in terms of getting to where that support is needed. Buonapane, Ordway as well. We love to see backline players getting engaged and getting involved with rucking that ball out and securing possession. Some really good stuff there so far by the College All-Americans. Maple Leafs as well. They've just been, I think they're starting to get more of that rhythm with the number of substitutions of players that they've put into play as well, too. You get the sense that they're really starting to make it click, too. So we're in for a really tough second half of the second half.
Yes, Katie. I keep looking at the scoreboard, and it's such a well-contested match between the two. I talked to Sue Whitwell a little bit again, earlier, and she wasn't so concerned with the results of the game. She just wants these girls to play hard and play, full.
And you have to be thinking, too, on the Maple Leaf side, Coach Dan Valley's really looking at how many of these players can slot in at different impactful moments in the game, too. And when we start to make some of these selection changes, it really sort of shifts the way the Maple Leafs are playing. And we're getting set here for the scrum. Pelletier is going to put the ball in for Canada. It's a nice close-up shot there as well. Beautiful job there off the back from, that was Senft as well. Excellent job. Tough one for the College All-Americans. Have to secure that defensively. Senft making it look easy, picking the ball up the back.
And that was KB Slaughter with a potentially try-saving tackle. KB out of Life University. She's a very shifty player offensively. Plays a lot of sevens, plays some good sevens. It's good to see her get in.
You mentioned Life University, another program that really has some great resources there, coached by Rosalind Chow, who's been involved here as well as a coach. This is also a development opportunity for some of the coaching staff across the U.S. and getting some people engaged to use this venue and use this opportunity to view trainings and get engaged in many ways to develop and grow the game here. Buonapane takes the ball up forward, rolls back, gets an extra meter there. Ramage goes to a great target in Mayer. Mayer just all over the park again, taking a stroll there with the ball. Oh my gosh, can't believe she got that pass off. Tough one to handle, falling from the ground.
And Mayer just been so impressive this whole match, just big runs.
And Canada in possession of the ball now too, took it away on that errant pass. Gauthier gets the ball out. Pelletier gets the ball out. Ordway fields the ball. Gets it to Fury. Fury's going to distribute out to Ramage. Ramage elects to take the kick upfield. Sees that there's some green space there.
It worked in her favor.
Fortune
Katie
favors Ramage at this point.
To go back.
We're going to go ahead and bring it back here for the replay. We see this was this beautiful effort there. Fantastic job by Canada. Defense just taking a bit of a nap there as well. That was Senft just upfield. Nice stuff there. And then, again, Broughton with that try-saving tackle, as you mentioned. But that ball just passed foot back.
And Katie, you were mentioning Life University, how it's a product of greatness for rugby. Just today, Dan Payne, former director of rugby and athletic director at Life University, was named USA Rugby's new CEO. So great things coming out of Life. And great things before us here at USA Rugby.
And that was Mayer distributing the ball out as well, too. A number of blue jerseys driving forward, getting involved. That's Benedetti picking it up off the back, too. And Ramage gets the ball away to Mayer. Mayer out. That's Beth Rose. And Mayer slung to the ground there. Dunn tries to make the tackle as Canada picks up possession. Penalty's going to be called on Dunn, just getting on the wrong side of the ruck there too, not rolling away in time. Unfortunate, just found herself on the ground in the wrong position. And Canada the Maple Leafs will take a breath there. And that's Nielsen who's going to go for the kick. As they inch forward and gain a bit of territory there. Score still locked in at 3 points to the U.S., 15 to the Maple Leafs.
And I think we'll see a contest here by the U.S. All-Americans.
And Johnson just gets her hand on it there. Mayer comes away with the ball. U.S. stole that set piece. Looks like it might have been knocked on in the tackle.
Actually, I think they knocked it on in that line out, or at least that's what Emily Shea is called.
I think the knock, and then tried to let it go to advantage, but then brought it back.
Yeah.
We'll get set for the scrum again. Ramage playing a lot of minutes here in this match.
She's fit and young.
Fantastic
she can do
product
it.
of Dartmouth. Coached by Katie Dowdy out there, another great new program that's one of the varsity programs in the U.S. A lot of bodies on the ground for both sides there. Looks like the U.S. electing to try to pick and drive and just get some extra hard meters. See Johnson and possibly Schaefer involved there too. Dunn's getting engaged. Ramage getting set to take the ball off, checks the defensive line. Out to Cantorna, who kicks it, just doesn't get quite all of it on her boot, but Benedetti's right there to make that tackle.
And I can tell you where Kate Ramage learned that trick from. Guaranteed Katie Dowdy, her coach at Dartmouth. No doubt.
Fantastic to see so many upper-level players. Katie Dowdy was involved as a U.S. Women's Eagle. You mentioned Mel Denham, Kate Daly as well. So many great players. They're high-level athletes, then giving back, getting engaged as a coach.
Yeah, Katie, it's so important that players give back in whatever ways they see fit, but just to feed the program with their experience and their expertise is a wonderful thing.
We're set with another scrum here. Canada again applying the pressure, but Mayer says, no bother, I've got the ball. She's taking it forward, driving upfield again. We've seen this site so many times before. Is her support there in time? Dunn really goes the extra meter to try to get in, get right over. Ramage gets the ball, distributes it quickly. Buwanapane can't quite handle it, but Nunu Duhart gets it. U.S. still regains possession. Heroic stuff there by Duhart. You hear the Maple Leafs bench urging them to hold him up. Benedetti's going to take the ball to the foot. Gets it right into some space there, but it's going to go into touch.
Well, U.S. All-Americans are in a better position now.
We're going to go ahead and take a look here to the replay. Mayer, who we've seen so much this game. That time she got to ground, looked up, and wanted to see where that support was, and Dunn's getting there just in time. Really verging on potentially diving over, but she gets to her feet quickly. And there's Duhart, who just picked up the ball, and U.S. was able to maintain possession on a really tough sequence.
Yeah, Katie, Kat Ramage just substituted, comes off the field after a great job.
That's Pipkin, who just takes that line out, picks it right out of the air. But then has her pocket picked by Canada. Looks like Canada's taking it this time. And that's Bogue, who's got the ball, driving forward.
Great pressure by the Americans.
That's a penalty for hands in the ruck there by Canada. And the U.S. has the ball now. Right to Cantorna, who's met by two white jerseys. pick and charge off the back there to get some extra meters, help give time to recycle. Number of subs coming in there. That was Allie Day with the ball in this one, as well as Beth Rose. Dunn with the ball, passes it off to Cantorna, doesn't have much room to work. And that's Jessica Lewis came on for Ramage, distributing the ball. Canada regains possession going forward. Pelletier gets the ball off to the corner, and it looks like Canada's off to the races there. It's Senft. Danny Ordway picks up the ball now for the U.S. Stretches out to regain possession. Johnson has the ball. Sees Gabby Cantorna, a great target. Cantorna sees some space up ahead. Kicks it ahead.
Oh,
Canada
my.
can't handle it. And Pipkin offloads it to Broughton. And Broughton's going to make good on that try scored. That's why you always chase down the ball in air there, Phaedra.
Yeah, you do. And that was just tremendous pressure put on by the U.S. And KB Broughton was just in the right place at the right time supporting.
So we'll go ahead and take another look at this here. Again, here's the kick by Cantorna. She looked up, saw that there was a space there. Tough job there to track back by Canada. Just doesn't quite get a handle on it. I believe that was Allen who came in. And then there's Broughton off. Good pass off by Pipkin. And here we go. Broughton just strolls on in to finish it. Great job there by the U.S. to make it 8 points to 15.
Well, this game's not over, and the U.S. All-Americans are not out. They are less than, well, there's 7 points separating the two.
Certainly a great little fortunate bounce of the ball there. Tough one for the Maple Leafs to take, but the U.S. will put it on the board as Tess Fury gets set for the conversion.
We've got ourselves a 5-point game, Katie.
Absolutely. It certainly is good there. Can't get much more true than that great strike on the ball there. Tess Fury brought it to 10 points to the U.S., 15 to the Maple Leafs.
And I'm impressed with the surge that this All-American team has exhibited in these passing moments in the second half. They've just gotten like a second win, I would call it.
Yeah, we see just a couple of impact subs. Certainly we saw Nunu Duhart come in and do a great job there in terms of just cleaning up around the breakdown. And Broughton, just a great speedster, does fantastic things for the 7-a-side game and really showing out quite well here for 15s. And Dunn, another great playmaker, one who's been putting in some extra meters. She takes the ball. Looks like it's been stripped, though. Canada has it now. Maple Leafs pick the ball up off the base. Beautiful run there, too. No one stopping her defensively. Canada has all sorts of numbers. Out to the right. Just a mishandle on the ball there, too. A lot of bodies on the ground. Referee Shea is going to be right there. Penalty called on Canada for diving over. Have to keep your feet in this game. Cantorna has ball in hand. Looks like she's set to take the kick.
Yeah, she just wants to get it out. I mean, she's got quite a challenging kick. Feels like against the wind. It may not make it.
Fielded cleanly there by Allen, who had that tough job of fielding that last one off of the try scored. Slung to the ground, but she gets to her feet, not held in the tackle. And that's Allen again, distributes the ball out.
These handling errors are just not to the advantage of the Maple Leafs.
It's certainly tough to keep your composure when you hear those footsteps come in. You see a lot more pressure coming from the College All-Americans coming up. It really has just been the last 5-6 minutes have been tough in terms of Maple Leafs being their own worst enemy in terms of seeing the ball into their hands and securing it.
Yeah, it's just a matter, though, of focusing on that task at hand. You don't worry about who's coming. Just focus on getting that ball.
We've got Lewis getting set to put the ball in on this scrum. Awarded to the U.S. off of the knock-on. Shea calls in the cadence.
That's an early foot. Saw that coming a mile away, Katie.
Yep, certainly had her foot up in the tunnel there.
U.S. has the advantage here.
Nice little footwork there as well. I believe that's Allie Day. Nunu Duhart taking the ball up.
No advantage to the U.S. Not back.
And Emily Shea playing the advantage, or awarding the penalty for Canada not retreating 10 on that initial penalty.
Certainly I've been flirting with that line in terms of a lot of physical aggression around borderline offsides.
And the U.S. is, interestingly enough, elected to take a scrum here.
It's been something that hasn't really been working quite well for them now, but they're looking to back themselves at this point. I think like they've made some adjustments. It has seemed more stable in the last couple of sets.
Yeah, you're right.
Certainly in the middle of the field, maybe looking to launch something off of the back platform with Mayer, such a dangerous weapon there. It looks like that one will collapse, and we'll go ahead and reset it there. Certainly concerned with safety at all times. Referee Shea right on top of it.
I have a feeling they're going to fetch it right. Just a feeling.
Looks like they had a little conversation. The U.S. side talked about making a slight adjustment to avoid that collapse next time. Beautiful body position from the Maple Leafs as well, too. And there they have, again, that slight advantage on the strike, but the U.S. comes away with it. Cantorna's going to kick ahead, too, into the space. It worked so well for them before. Well taken there by Rugby Canada. That was Alana Fittis. She's been a try scorer before. Had quite a game so far.
Somehow the U.S. comes away with that.
Tess Fury cleaned up the ball there, but we're going to bring it back. Referee Shea says it was a forward pass, I believe. Didn't quite catch that signal.
It was actually a knock-on by Canada.
Knock-on, there we go, thank you.
Time is ticking away. Just under a minute remaining in this match. It's kind of a nail-biter. I mean, if the U.S. can execute on the scrum, they may have a chance to tie this match up.
Certainly, Phaedra, it is about just making one great play, that beautiful kick ahead by Cantorna that was just chased down. It's about that extra effort that you give, playing to the absolute last whistle. If you can do that, they're going to inch ever closer to the score that they're looking for. Maple Leafs still in the driver's seat, though, at this point. Up by 5 with 15 points to 10. Certainly driving this scrum forward.
And that's a penalty against Canada. And playmaker Mayer was on her way. She was on her way.
Mayer just absolutely an engine in this player, just going all game long. Ball hungry always at all times. Great effort there by her today. Certainly Maple Leafs taking a moment to just talk about how not to get penalized, even when they're on the front foot there with that drive.
Well, it looks like it's Canadian put in here. I'm not sure what happened there, but.
Oh.
And I think they were aware of the time and kicked it out, and that is the game, Katie. Wow, what a great second half.
Pelletier on that last one just says, you know what, we're done here, making a good decision. They're up 5 points, why not? Certainly, Phaedra, a great match there, too. We saw that the College All-Americans were creeping back into the game, but they just didn't have enough to get the job done. Well played there by the Maple Leafs all game long, by both sides, in fact. Fantastic rugby that we've seen. What are some takeaways from this match?
I mean, you know, I think the All-Americans have no need to hang their heads. They did an incredible job. They're playing against the developmental side for the senior Canadian national side. So considering those circumstances, they did well. They made improvements from the first half that they set out to do in the second half. You know, as far as the Maple Leafs, I mean, they just did well. They had a few handling errors that probably resulted in less tries scored, but they held on till the end, and they walked away with a victory.
Yep, certainly fantastic effort there by the Maple Leafs. The finishing score was 15-2. Rugby Canada's Maple Leafs. The U.S. had 10 points on the board. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back with the second series set of matches for the Women's Rugby Super Series, and that's going to be England and France. Stay tuned for a great match coming up.